Okay. Well. I'm gonna murder this capture card one of these days. Like, swear to Christ. It keeps, like, it keeps crashing internally when I hook it up to OBS, and so it just doesn't work. And I spent a lot of money on this capture card for it to not work properly. Hi! How's everybody doing? Stop sign, you're always the first one here. That's kind of like your thing. You always get here. What's going on? So, I don't know why the description is still showing up as, Ori in the Blind Forest for you, by the way, because... Oh, well, there you go. Jeez, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? And lurking here for that long, jeez. I'm glad you guys like them. See, I got the ones from, by because I didn't... I wasn't able to make my own. But having Vulpine, doing it, I got to see, like, what she worked on. And, what are you doing? After seeing what she did, I was able to make a little bit nicer looking emotes, so I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. I'm still waiting for them to get processed on Twitch so that you guys can use them over here. So that sucks, but... it usually takes, like, a couple of days for that to go through, so... We will see how long that takes. Emotes are stupid on Twitch, because they actually, Twitch, like, manually checks all of the emotes, so it takes them, like, 15 years to do anything with them. That cold axolotl is just me all the time. I got to work, today, and I didn't even bother taking my coat off. I just sat down and got to work. I didn't take my winter jacket off at all, because it's, like, -6 degrees in my office, so... I don't know if we even have a heater, because it was fucking freezing in there. How are you guys doing? Everything going alright? Had a very long day. Today has been a crazy day. I'll clean up some of this line work a little bit to start out. Yeah, I see you, stop sign. I don't know why that would be, because I can definitely see you. I've never even seen that error message. Oh! Oops. Well, now you're back. No? What is no? I don't... What? But yeah, I've been having one of those days where, like, without giving away too much information, we have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of products in development at the moment at work. And there's a show coming up, and we're trying to get the products filled up with animations and polished and whatever, just for the show. So it doesn't have to have everything in it, but it has to have, like, the most important things in it. And in them, and, like, I have a list of like 38 things I have to have done by like pretty much by the end of next week, or else we will never get any of it done. And today my boss decides that there's this new product that we should be working on, and it is like the best thing that's ever been thought of ever, and we need to focus on that. And like, I get where he's coming from, and he totally just wants us to do well, and so like, it's not so much a complaint on him, it's just he has such a lack of an understanding of how long some of this stuff takes. And there's no way we can get all this stuff done by the end of next week. I mean, there is like, it's not even like a lack of trying, it is physically impossible to get all this stuff done. So work's been a little bit stressful. There was a fight at school today. Oh my gosh. High school? Is it high school or college? High school fights are my favorite. Oh my god. Fights between girls in high school were fucking brutal. There was a fight that broke out at lunch one time at my high school between two girls, and one of them flipped the other girl's tray, and for some reason that week we had like an icy machine, like a slushy machine in the cafeteria. It was some sort of special thing. And they splattered red slushy all over the place. Everyone thought somebody was bleeding, and then it turned out that it was just slushy, but it was wild. I guess you said during lunch. I suppose that means high school, because at college it was kind of like, you can take your lunch at 1 o'clock, but, you know, take it before that if you want. Fucking cares. It's not so bad. It's just, today was kind of stressful because I was looking at the list of things I needed to get done and just thinking about how it was not physically going to happen, but here I am. Hey Mage, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. But yeah, so I'm got some stuff going on, you know, working on this stuff. This stuff's fun. This gives me something different to do when I get home, so I got, you know, I still have 2 whole commissions, plus Apple Gravy asked me for a commission. I just haven't sent Apple a, invitation yet, because, or, not an invitation, an invoice yet, because I haven't even started it, and I'm not going to be starting it anytime soon. I don't want to take their money yet. It's not that I forgot, it's just I don't want to take the money till I can actually work on the thing. Was there a little blood? That's wild. Oh. What do you even fight about in high school that you would want to beat up another human being? Like, that just gets you into trouble. That's literally all that accomplishes. Of course, I don't understand why you'd ever want to fight anybody, but that's just because I am the way I am, so... I don't enjoy fighting other people. Mage, stop buying things! Unless it's from me. Only buy things from me. Save your money. Be good. Axolotl friend wants you to be good with your money. What all are you buying, dude? That's craziness, man. I don't know. People who fight like that in high school always, it was just entertainment for everybody else. It never accomplished anything except for amusing the other people. Okay. I am now pleased with the width and line weight of all the things in this. Alright. Let's move on to the back. Lock that so that I don't get it confused. This turned out to be quite time-intensive, though. I must say. Oh, jeez. Rotate. Thank you. Well, I'm glad it's looking good so far, because I'm pouring my heart and soul into it. And then next week we're going to pour our heart and soul back into Mage Winter's commission, because I keep not doing that one. Not that I'm not enjoying it, it's just it happened to be last week. This week I just really wanted to work on something of mine. But we will get back to it. And it will be wonderful. The nice thing is that the stuff in the background doesn't need to be quite as detailed. You know, that's sweet. Stop sign, that's pretty much how my commissions operate. I don't draw porn anyway, so you would never have to worry about that. Yeah, 80% of the time people are like, can you draw my Guild Wars character? And I'm like, send me a screenshot. And then they send me a screenshot, and then I draw their character in a pose. And like, 90% of the time, people don't even know like the personality of their character well enough to be like, hey, you know, my character's kind of shy, so don't draw them in a big pose where they look like they're really excited about everything. May just putting his foot down. Seriously though, where's your money going? What are you even purchasing? Viva la resistance! Spend the money. Do what you will. I have that sometimes, honestly. Like, sometimes I'm just like, I want to buy everything. And I'm having a really hard time with that right now, because, like, it's Christmas time, and people keep asking me what I want for Christmas, and I don't want anything, so... What do you buy me? What do you buy someone who doesn't want anything? No one knows. That's the secret. That's the challenge. That's the challenge of buying things for me, I should say. Never want anything. Actually, it's not even a challenge, though, because I will literally love anything people get me, you know? Like, I'm one of those people that if you thought of me and you got me a present, I will be pleased. And so, like, my family's always so worried about, like, oh, what will you want for Christmas? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I need, like, I need consoles, but you don't have to spend that much money on me. Like, just get me a t-shirt with an axolotl on it. Seriously, I will, like, love you forever. Oh, that shirt has a rowlet on it? Fuck yeah, give it to me. Like, it's so easy. At least from my perspective. Like, I wish I had more friends that had, like, definite interests like that. Like, I wish that I knew more people whose interests were that, like, you know, 100% just, you know exactly what they would want. Because then you can just go on Redbubble and be like, oh, look at this cool t-shirt that has Guardians of the Galaxy on it. My friend likes Guardians of the Galaxy, so I'm gonna get her this shirt. And, I mean, you have to know their, like, size and whatever, but, you know, that's easy to get. You'd be like, oh, Redbubble's so stupid. Their sizes are always way too small. I usually wear a medium. And then your friend is usually, if they're anything like me, the friend is gonna be like, oh, I know. I wear a size large on Redbubble. And then, now you know. Stop saying you don't have to get me anything. Redbubble's a website where you can buy, like, you can make, artists can upload their work, and, trying to perspective, and by perspective, I mean I'm trying to make this not look like shit. It's like a website where you can, buy fandom things from artists. So the thing about buying me games is that I don't usually have time to play them. Well, I mean, you can, but I don't know when I'll ever get to it. I bought Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Alright, yeah, well, I always say both, even though I only got one. Like, I got Ultra Sun, but I haven't even... No, I got Ultra Moon. I got Moon. Never mind. Trying to use my words. Can't. I have Ultra Moon. Whoa. Hey, you wanna calm down, please? Thanks. I have Ultra Moon, but I haven't even, like, started playing it. Like, I haven't even thought about trying to play it. Trying to put this somewhere where it doesn't make a tangent with the back of his head. Otherwise it makes it really awkward to, like... Hey, okay. Can I ask a weird favor of one of you guys? Either Stop Sign or Riarka, can one of you guys change your chat? Your font, your, like, username text, because you look exactly the same and I keep confusing you. Because I glance over and identify you guys by color, and I definitely can't tell you apart right now. I have Ori because I bought it for myself because I wanted to play it. Nobody bought that for me. I bought that for myself. I decided I was going to make... And it was also, like, super on sale. So, I just did it. Like, to give you an example of how little time I have for things, I have, See, like, at the moment, because I only do games on stream, I only really have time for, like, one game at a time. So, Ori and the Blind Forest, right now, is the one game I'm playing right now. You guys are more than welcome to leave suggestions of things like the Blob to play, but it will take me a while to get to them. And I apologize for that, but I only have an hour and a half during the week to play those kind of things, so... Oh, weird. On my screen, Stop Sign is green also, so you both are the exact same shade of green. Well, I guess I'll just have to actually read. I know, crazy thought, you know, actually reading. Such a insane concept. Are you digging this lantern, by the way? I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it kind of fit your look. A little bit here, make sure line's looking good. Never mind then. You guys you keep doing you. I will just have to read. I suppose someday there will be enough people in the chat that I will not be able to tell you guys apart anyway, so. And I will actually have to remember your usernames. Or not remember your usernames, read your usernames. I don't know why I said remember. I actually remember pretty much all of you guys. A couple of the new people, I have to, like, think about whether or not they've been here, but I know a lot of you by heart. So my cat has decided to take a new sleeping position. She is now asleep behind the tablet instead of on the blanket on the other side. I don't know why that's her spot right now, but this is where she wants to be. This is Riarka's commission. That. Yeah, those look alright. Okay. Not particularly encouraging, I know, but trust me, that's how I feel. Oh, where's my edge? I need this edge so I can draw over things. You can in, like, a week when the emotes clear again, and also, if you pay me $5. I wish the emotes were free for everyone, but unfortunately the emotes are for subs only, and also none of them have been approved, so that's unfortunate. Edgy? What is edgy? Am I going to get edgy? I want to make a joke about how I'm already edgy, but I'm actually like the least edgy person I know. So that joke doesn't really work. Alright, let's do some more foreground nonsense. Flatten these. I'll turn them off for a minute just in case I end up back down that way and see it. Just gonna be working on something, like, of my own. I've been spending a lot of time at work doing work things. I am a small, cute axolotl. So, let's see. I have more fun Animal Crossing Pocket Camp stories. Yesterday, I leveled up and I received a new animal. His name is Roald. He is a penguin also. And when I went to speak to him, his opening line of dialogue is, "Hi, my name is Roald, and I can bench press 3 times my own weight." And I was like, okay, very good for you. Jesus, Ryarker, how far behind is your stream lag? Or did you just take a minute to respond to that? Penguin. His eyes are great, and he sounds just like my favorite penguin, but he's not my favorite penguin, and it makes me sad. Because I want Iggly so bad, and I'm really sad he's not in the game. Also, Rosie has finally been evicted from my town. Or from my camp. I mean, I know she still shows up every now and then, but I was so sick of seeing her. I also can't find enough butterflies and beetles to save my life. Sometimes the crafting materials in that game are very difficult to get a hold of. What did you just notice? They're, like, brownish-orange, I suppose. Why? Oh, okay. No, you responded to a question I asked, like, 10 minutes ago, so I was just making sure that you weren't, like, really far behind. You do you, man. You don't even have to be here. You can go do whatever you want. I mean, Jadoa have their eyes are all one color. Like they don't have, or the whites of their eyes don't really show. never decide how much, like, straight edge nonsense I want to use when I do backgrounds. I always think it comes out looking really stupid if I do it, but it also comes out looking really dumb if I don't. I think on Saturday, trying to decide what I want to do on Saturday. I kind of want to do, like, world building stuff, but at the same time, I have such guilt about not working on Mage's thing, so maybe we'll work on that. Oh, here, I'll show you guys. I added a little more stuff to this. Oh, no, I did. It's the one. I added this little height chart to the upper corner, and I put all the text in the middle, so we just have to draw the images in at some point. But yeah, so that's what I got done on that. I did that after I got home because I had like 20 minutes to kill before the stream, so I thought I'll just drop some text in. I'll do some stuff I can just sit on the couch and do, and I don't have to get up and hook my computer up. I just really didn't want to deal with that. You know, sometimes I just want to lean back on the couch and just work on something. That's the only downside to working with a Cintiq, actually, is that you have to sit and work. You can't just go lay on the couch with a tablet and put it in your lap. Doa, they are 4'5" to like 5'10". They're pretty short. I don't know why I keep opening this one. Oh no, it is right. No, that height range is wrong. That's a very incorrect height range. They cannot reach 6 foot. I think the tallest they would be like 5 something. Like 5. Probably 5'5". Like they're supposed to be pretty small. I have to update it. I have to update a little bit of the information. Some of it's a little bit off. Especially since I changed their designs. They were always supposed to be very tiny, but, like, they're supposed to be, like, on the smaller end of the human scale, but then I decided just to go full-out tiny birds, you know? I made the decision to just make them small and commit to that and kind of push it to the extreme. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're very much like a, they're like the size of a, you know, a child. What is your world building problem? What's going on up here? That is a tentacle that is going off into the sky. I know they're vines, but I keep calling them tentacles because they are somewhat tentacle-like in the way I have drawn them. I know I drew it much thicker than that, but I want to make it small. Doesn't need to be huge. If you check in the, I don't know if it helps, if you check in the Discord, in the Art Resources tab, I posted the character sheet I made for world building. It's the same, information sheet I use for all my shit. So if you want to use it, it's in there for you guys to use if that's something you think could be helpful. It gave me a little bit of like an outline to work with so that I had somewhere to start from, if that makes sense. Okay, cool. We got I'm actually gonna move this guy down. These can all be on a foreground layer. That's kind of what, I mean, that's kind of what Nugget and I were doing the other day. I started, you know, I really wanted to work on the Veos a little bit, so I started talking, you know, I PM'd him and we started talking about stuff, and that's how I found out from him about the thing with the crocodiles, where crocodiles don't, like, age particularly, normally, so I just, did that. And now I have a cool, you know, piece of information about the Veos, so. That's a good question for Ryarkra. I mean, I know what's going on, but Ryarkra will explain it much better than I will. Although Ryarkra's doing something. Draw tears on his face, then maybe it would look less transformation pose. It won't once I zoom it out and you see everything. Pretty much what it is, I believe, and I'm probably gonna butcher this, is that the Drask are very reliant on their plants, and something goes awry, and the plants rise up and fight back and take over the city, and the Drask are forced to evacuate. And that's the long and short of it. That's like, in a nutshell, what's going on. Like, the smallest of nutshells. I mean, that's fine if it looks like that. It's not what it is, but... It's really not that much of a transformation pose, though. Like, I don't think it's as much of a transformation pose as you think it is. I would like to respectfully disagree with you on that. You ask all the questions you want, friend. It is a very quiet Thursday. Gotcha, so it's not so much that they're sentient taking over. I feel like both options are very interesting. You know, major malfunction versus versus a terrorist attack. I think both instances are interesting. I suppose if you were gonna go the terrorist attack route, you'd have to figure out why somebody would want to do this, you know? You know, maybe they didn't know that there would be the consequence of everybody having to turn feral, or maybe that was intentional. You think? That's up to Rihakra. Gib, Mereneth. I never know which one to call you, so I just call you all of them. It's all coming together. Bit by bit. Maybe that's the story behind this piece. Maybe it's this guy's fault. Maybe this guy fucked it all up. That's why he's so upset. Oh, he's in the background. That's right, it is planet-wide, isn't it? This shit all just starts happening. Like, all at once, simultaneously. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I had to adjust the cat. Getting into things. Now she's sleeping on her blanket, where she's supposed to be. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with the anatomy of this vine, and I have to... Quick. Yeah, so I guess it's like leading up to transformation, but it's not like fetishy transformation. It's just... It's coming up. That is something that will happen soon. Although you could probably very easily get some fetishy from this. That's not what we're going for today. It's good that you have the ending already. It seems like the ending is the part everybody struggles with. Yeah, some people don't know how to end their stories. You've already got that all figured out. I said the same thing the other night when I was working on Lore Handel stuff. It's like, you know, I never really decided what kind of genitals the Jadoa have, but if this ever gets popular, then someone will decide that information for me. I don't even have to think about it. I won't even have to contemplate that anywhere in my mind. It just, you know... So, someone will decide. Someone will decide. Someone might even design it for me. The internet is full of a lot of people with a lot of interesting taste. To say the least. I'll tell you what though, after having started the Axie stack, I have had a lot of inspiration to work on world building stuff because so many of you guys world build. It's been a lot of fun to you know, chat with you guys about it, first of all, but then also it makes me want to do it when I see what you guys are working on. Which is also unfortunate because I have to, like, you know, go to work and shit. Kinda does, doesn't it? Very fitting, I would say. Oncoming devastation and a little bit of, little bit of sneaky spies. I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to figure out what Kosi was when you said it before, and I assumed it was a typo. You can call me whatever you want. I'm not, like, upset about it. For a minute I was like, what is a Kosi? Oh, it's me. A Kosi is me. I am a Kosi. I tell you what, if you popped a Batman logo in the background of this, it would very quickly turn into Poison Ivy attacks the city. Dude, you call me whatever you want. Some people know me as Axie, some people know me as Artsy, some people know me as Katie. You know, it's whatever you want to call me. A funky loop. Up here? Oh, that'd be even better. Just a whole Batman. See you later, Mage. Have fun playing League. Oh, now you have to stay. Now you're trapped forever. It's gonna be wrapping around the side of the building. More like that. Yeah, it's another piece of the vine. You're okay. After I went back and looked, after you asked about it and I just went over and fixed it, I realized how not like what I wanted it looked like, so no worries. He's a very fancy plant. He has nice sleeves. It is very interesting. Everybody has a very different take on what their world is about and what kind of creatures are in it. It's really, I think that's the cool part about having a little community like this, is that we can all kind of share and we all have a little bit different ideas. What sort of tone, Ryarkro, what sort of tone does your story end up taking? Because this part seems very doom and gloom, but like, does it stay a little bit more on the serious side, or does it get a little bit lighter? I don't know too much about what your actual, like, story is about. You know, I'm familiar with all your characters, but I'm not familiar with the story, like the overall story. I'd be interested to hear about that. I like to imagine that all of our worlds exist in the same universe, we just haven't found each other yet. Also, that request to hear about your story falls in the category of if you feel like sharing. That's a little bit more of a fun story when it gets to the end. Okay. Or after it gets past this part. Push them forward a little bit. Ah, thank you, Enro for the follow. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the stack. Welcome to the Axie stack. I don't know if you're lurking in the chat or not, but you know, if you're a creative type, you're more than welcome to join in the conversation and share your art or your stories or whatever. That's what we're here for. We're here to listen. This song. Whenever I hear this particular song, I always think of, like, YouTubers who use it for, like, a sad moment, like that sad meme. Okay, it's a little of both. Oh, shoot. Flip. Relock that layer so that I don't make that mistake again. Question mark? Question mark? I wanted to do was move this around. Oh, this keyboard has this fun button called the nav lock, and I keep hitting it by accident. Not mine. Mine has bird people, so my bird people would definitely want to be diplomatic. Definitely, though, if, okay, so if in our Galactic Federation we're assuming that my planet has united itself fully with all the races working together in tandem, I would probably not be very aggressive because the Jadoa would want to solve everything non-violently. However, if you, are saying that, say, you know, say the planet is not, united, then maybe me, because the Veos are very aggressive. And the Veos would definitely fight all of you guys. So, yeah, the Veos would definitely want to fight all of you guys. I don't know if they would win, but they would definitely want to fight you. Yeah, that's also I guess that's also assuming that everybody became spacefaring, because my guys aren't spacefaring either. I imagine the Veos would very quickly gain an understanding of, oh, hey, hang on, this thing's not a Veos, maybe we shouldn't fight it, you know? That maybe at first they're very aggressive towards other people until they realize that these other people are, like, you know, sentient, and they're like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't fight them. Unless they want to be fought. If that makes sense. Like, I imagine at first they want to fight everybody, and then they're like, oh wait, hang on, humans break easily, maybe we shouldn't fight them. Don't fight the humans. Maybe that's like a rule for the Veos, is like, don't fight things that aren't Veos, so that you don't kill them. They would definitely ask, though. They would definitely come up to you and be like, hey, you want to fight? For fun. That would certainly, actually, I always thought that would be an interesting project to take a world that's not spacefaring and visualize what they would be like thousands of years in the future when they are spacefaring. I always wanted, like, I always kind of wondered what Veos, you know, not Veos in particular, just anybody in my world, what they would be like if they could go to space, you know? Like, who would be the one that, you know, took over the space? You know, who was the leader of the space race, you know? Who... You know, what do they think of things like cars? Actually, one of the hardest things I would have to do if I ever did that was I would have to decide how cars work in my world, because I have Noldaru, and I don't have a single clue how a centaur would drive a car. I don't even have the slightest imagination about that. I have no idea how that would work. So it's a good thing that my creatures exist in a time period without cars, because goddamn, I have no idea how that would work. Like, how does Cat Centaur drive a car? And so in order to avoid answering that question, we just don't live in a time period with cars. That's it. I'm gonna duplicate both of these layers because they're a little thin right now. I like drawing over them to make them not thin, so done. That sounds interesting, though, a living god theory. think the Veos are unified in their drive to exist as a species. That, like, I imagine that they have kind of like an alpha that they all listen to in times of trouble, but for the most part they just fight each other. Or maybe, like, the leaders of the different, like, you know, whoever, like, the top, you know, 50 strongest ones all talk about what to do when it comes to things that, you know, topics that involve the whole race. And generally, like, I imagine their laws are, quote-unquote, their laws are more like, you know, don't kill things unless you have, you know, don't kill other people, you know, make sure your fights stay fair, that kind of stuff. Like, I don't imagine that they have, like, traditional laws, like, do not murder, because, you know, that's kind of the thing for them. And if, like, if you kill somebody, or, like, if you steal something from somebody, everyone's kind of like, well, you probably deserved it, because you didn't defend your stuff well enough. And that's, like, the socially accepted answer, you know? I imagine a lot of other races have a very hard time dealing with the Veos, because they're just like, stop fighting each other! Stop! Why'd you do this to yourselves? The fun thing about doing illustration this way is that you can fudge some things. Like, these lines don't really match up, but they look like they do. Therefore, you can get away with a lot of with a lot of shit. Windows in down there. Alright, stop sign, see you later. Gotcha. Sometimes you come up with ideas that just don't fit. Sometimes that just happens. I'd like to see a fight between your crazy monotheistic sentient wolves and my Veos, because I don't know who would win. I know a lot of people would get their asses kicked, though. I imagine the line art's gonna go a lot faster up here, because a lot of the stuff that's going on up here is gonna be, like, low detail. So hopefully it won't take quite as long as the characters. It's not as high detail. There, that window's done. They don't gotta be perfect. So they're about the, it sounds like they're about the same size as a Veos, so they would be pretty evenly matched as far as size. Because Veos are pretty big. 4 to 6 inches. The biggest, the biggest of the small wolves. I assumed it was feet, but you never know. And like here I've got some people running, but I think I'm gonna make them silhouettes since they're so high up. I just needed them for scale, mostly. Just so you could see, like, how high up is everything. I don't know if you spelled it right, but that I understood what you were saying, so... Are they like regular wolves? Like, do they walk on 4 legs? Or are they like... Or are they like people? Like, do they walk on 2 legs? Yeah, totally. Actually, well, we can discuss it on, Discord, certainly. I'm not streaming tomorrow, so... Tomorrow is my day off. And I suppose, in a way, that means it's your guys' day off, too, because... You don't have to deal with me for a whole day. If you could see my face right now, I'm smiling. I'm smiling because I made a joke about how you guys don't like hanging out with me, even though I think you do, or else you wouldn't come as often as you do. Alright, let's see where we're at. Yeah, that's not looking too bad. That kind of looks like I know what I'm doing. It almost kind of looks like I know how to draw. This piece inspired Circling Nugget to attempt perspective, which, you know, is great, except I don't know what the fuck I'm doing when I do perspective, so I chuckled. How do you do perspective? I don't. I'm just an asshole who fakes it till she makes it. There's the peeve. We'll just draw some rocks in. I've got one big boulder coming down here anyway, so... I really need this. Actually, Ryakura, if you ever want to share art you've purchased in the art share tag, you're more than welcome to do that. I know you buy a lot of art from other people, so you are more than welcome to. Hey, Cass, what's going on? Welcome. Yeah, we're working on something for Ryakura. Got the commission going on, so it's well, knock the opacity up. Be the full. I toned the sketch just so I could see where everything was, because it's too hard for me to see my own sketch. So, yeah, that's where we're at. How you doing tonight? I was gonna catch your stream today, and then work got insane. But I saw that you were streaming. Tell you what though, this chill music does not fit this scene. Is it time for you to head out? Oh, what you, that was in response to the other thing I said. But yeah, if you ever wanna share anything you purchase, you're more than welcome to do that also, yeah. That was what you were saying, all right, in response to. Oh, man. That's gross. We had, flurries here this morning. I went out to my car and there were little snow flurries coming down. They stopped pretty fast, but it was just like, I'm not even mad that it's winter, because, like, it's December, so of course it's gonna start snowing and shit, but doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Oh my god. Jesus, Cass, where do you live that there was enough snow that people were flipping their cars? Meanwhile, in Discord, Tested has informed me that, that everything in California is on fire right now, and, you know, that's a problem. Because they live pretty close to where all the fire is happening. Ah, the classic, ice is actually the problem. I see. Yeah, people forget how to drive when there's ice. I think because when people see snow, they see all the white on the ground and they go, oh shit, I gotta drive careful. But when there's ice, I don't think people think to slow down. I think they can just drive normally. Like, the snow is so much more noticeable that I think people are more inclined to stop and, like, think about what they're doing. That's what somebody told me. I live in Missouri, and just moved here a little while ago, but somebody told me that people in Missouri have no idea how to drive in the snow. So that's gonna be exciting, because they don't know what to do with the ice also. They don't just, how do you do ice? They don't know, we don't know. I know how to drive in the snow, because I came from Pennsylvania. So, you know. I mean, if the weather was ever really bad that my beetle couldn't make it through the snow, my dad would just drive me wherever I needed to go, but that's because he had a Jeep, you know? So if it was ever, like, you know, if it was ever going to be a pain for me to drive in the snow, he just took me wherever I needed to go, but hopefully the snow doesn't ever get that bad here that I need that. Nope, the art share is for, I guess I never really specified, but the art share can be for everyone, so you are more than welcome to share anything you buy. Or are gifted. You guys are more than welcome to share whatever you want in that tag, as long as it's not porn. And if you want to share porn because you really like the art, you gotta ask me first. Because I actually don't really have a problem with people posting not safe for work if it's for, like, artistic reasons. Like, if you go, hey, you know, I bought this piece of artwork of my character, look how great it came out, sorry if it's a little bit not safe for work, I just want to know about it, you know? Does it not? I've never really tried, I guess. I usually just upload stuff straight to the, I usually upload stuff straight to the channel. I don't know how other people do it. Alright, surprise boobs! That's sort of the channel rule, you know, just not safe for work and gore are not allowed unless you ask. And then I have to review the piece before we put it up, because exactly, I don't want surprise boobs. Mostly because I don't, it's actually honestly mostly because I don't know what the ages of most of the people in the Discord are, so I don't know if anybody's underage. And I also don't know what, like I don't know if because I know at least one person in the Discord is from out of the US, and I don't know what laws are, like, overseas, so I don't want to get anybody in trouble, so just to be on the safe side, no, not safe for work unless I get permission, you know, unless you get permission from me kind of thing, just because I don't want to get in any trouble, I don't want anybody else to get in any trouble. Seems easier. Yeah, I like your art of your kid characters. That's so fun. I love them. Cass, you're more than welcome to, you know, if you feel like joining my Discord, I don't remember if you did or not, but you are more than welcome to post your own work in the, art share if you wanna do that also. We're open to all artists, even other streamers. I created the Axie stack with the intent of giving people a safe place to share their artwork and you know, see other artwork and just to hang out. And Heston has decided that we are going to get big enough to block out the sun, so now that's the other goal, is to make enough friends that the Axie stack gets so high that it blocks out the sun. That's how many friends we want to have. The link to it's in the area under the one of the tags under the video. You just click on the picture, it's a perma invite link, so it should take you right to the page, and then you can head in there. Oh, yeah, Ryarkrai, I knew what you meant, yeah. I gotcha. I mean, I have been known to do some of my own, one time I had somebody, I really liked their character, and they asked if I would do, you know, tasteful nude, and I did. I did a tasteful nude. She had, it was a lizard character, and she had her tail all curled up around her leg in a way that it kind of covered her crotch, I think, and she had her hands over her, like, she had her arm crossed over her chest, so you couldn't, even if she had, because I don't remember if she had, like, breasts or not, but just in a way that it would cover anything that would be there, and so it kind of, that was, like, the most not safe for work thing I've ever drawn, and it wasn't even not safe for work. I try to limit that, but yeah, the kiddos are way cuter. If I had your characters, I would just get fan art of the kids all the time. I wouldn't even I would just want people to draw them doing fun stuff. Which is pretty much what you do, I think, so. Cass, do you do any kind of, like, world building or, like, anything like that? We've got quite a few world builders, but I don't know what kind of original work you do. I kind of caught you doing that, I think, what was it, you were doing, like, an anime-themed piece when I, stopped by the other day? I don't remember what time of day it was. This has been a very long week, and I have forgotten what day of the week, like, multiple times I've forgotten what day of the week it is, just because that's the kind of week it's been. I would love to do surprise art for people if I actually had time to do surprise art. Maybe someday I will make enough money that I can just draw art whenever I feel like it, and then everybody can have free art. Oh, Cass, that's awesome! That's super cool. What novels have you written? Definitely, I drew this little guy up here for scale, and I definitely drew him on the wrong part of the building, so he's just sticking out of the wall here. He's also, unfortunately, the part that's getting picked up by the vine, so... I don't know if your vines can pick things up, but now they can, so... Yeah, I was just gonna say, this is part of a novel, Ria's working on, too. Couple of novelists. Ha! Look at me doing line width gradients. Like a pro. Like I know what I'm doing. Anime nerds unite. You guys heard that? My cat is sitting behind my computer and she just sneezed. This poor cat. I don't know what's wrong with her, but she keeps sneezing. I don't know if she's sick or what, but she just won't stop sneezing. She sneezed, like, right in my eye the other night. She was sitting on the bed with me snuggling, and she just, all of a sudden, just sneezed right in my eye. It was disgusting. I like anime, I just don't tend to pick it up unless somebody's watching it with me, so, like, I've watched some, but not very many. That is gonna make a terrible tangent. Hang on. Whoa, don't flatten the image. Wait a second. Onion. I was talking to somebody in another. I was watching another streamer and animator, is Retina Pixel, I believe. Retina something. But he was talking about, you know, things that were inspirations to him, and one thing that I realized as he was talking about that was that I think the anime Soul Eater kind of influenced the way I visualize motion. I love the freaky, like, creepy physics they use in that game. Anime, the other one, the other form of media that I enjoy. It's funny because it doesn't, like, my style is nothing like Soul Eater even a little bit, but I don't know, something about that creepy movement style they use and the way stuff kind of, like, I don't know, like, almost unfurls. I think I took some inspiration from that, sort of accidentally. It's music. Okay, I gotta ask, as somebody who's never watched Naruto, is Boruto, like, the new one? Or are you just saying Naruto funny? Or Naruto, or however the fuck you're supposed to pronounce it, because every time I hear it said, it's different. I wasn't somebody who was super into anime when Naruto was, like, a big thing, so I didn't get to watch it. Like, I never wanted to go back and watch it, because it's so long. Boruto's interesting. Good naming. Good naming convention for your children. I dig it. I'm gonna try to finish this building, and then I'll call it a night, but try to finish this guy up. We're almost done with this one, so I might as well finish it. Yeah, mine'll be baity. It'll be fine. Again, as someone who has never seen Naruto, that only made like 50% sense to me. I vaguely followed that sentence. No offense. I'm not trying to be a dick. I only vaguely followed that sentence. That. Hey, no judgment on your anime. I'm not judging your anime. I'm just... Seems like some particularly, lazy naming by the parental unit. But hey, you know, whatever floats your boat. You could have just named the kid Naruto Jr. and then it would have been weird. Has that show gotten a pretty good reception? I imagine it's probably pretty hard to appeal to the old fans, you know, because they want to see all their old characters, and you... I don't know. I know people get weird about their favorite shows. Your sentence about, you get to see a lot more of the Genjin process as a result of Naruto itself starts off right after they become I don't know what a Genjin is, or I'm probably also pronouncing that entirely wrong because I haven't watched it, so I am lame as far as being somebody who pretty fucking hey, it just looks like Greek to me, that's all I'm saying. No judgment. Just, I only like I sort of like I took the context and understood, but I don't know what that is. No, you're fine. Don't be sorry. I just, like I said, I took context. You know, you get to see a lot more of something through it. So like I use my context clues. I just don't know what that is. Oh, okay, American Middle School sort of deal. So, Cass, where do you get your books, you know, published? I can imagine that writing challenge probably helps quite a bit with getting stuff done. Oh, that'd be sweet if you could publish your own. Very cool. Maybe you and Ryarka can swap tips. Couple of writers. And actually, what about you, Cass? What animes are you into? What are your favorites at the moment? That would be super cool if you could like run a you know, a publishing company for indie authors. That'd be great. It's so hard to find places to get that kind of stuff done where you don't have to like sign over rights or anything. It'd be cool if you could do it. Okay. I haven't heard of those. My Hero, Yuri, and Devil is a part-timer. Interesting. I haven't heard of those. I'll have to check them out. Devil is a part-timer. Sounds interesting. I don't do any writing in any professional capacity, but anytime I do writing, if I find myself reusing words too often, I read the sentence out loud to make sure that it sounds, like, correct. Draw these little silhouette people up here. You won't even really notice this guy, but he'll give you like a little subtle understanding of size, so you can tell these guys are really small up here. And then when I go ahead and when I do the line art on them, they'll be like a much darker, lighter color. I'll color this part in particularly, like, these won't be so dark later. A little, they're alright. Increase the zoom, get in super close, there they are. Yeah, I usually don't do big backgrounds just because they're kind of time consuming, so when I do them for myself, I don't have a lot of time to do a full background, and for commission work, I don't, like, unless you pay for a background, it's just like a vague background, and I didn't offer backgrounds for a long time because I wasn't super confident in my ability to do backgrounds, but I feel like I have gotten better as time went on, so. Also, cast filled with gays sounds good to me. I'm alright with that. Alright, well, this is where I'm gonna leave it for tonight, since we got a whole one building done. So, actually, technically, we got 3 done, because this is a building and this is a building, so technically we got 3 whole buildings done. So I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Next Thursday, I guess we'll do, I know, I'm sorry I'm only doing this once a week, but I try to do it when you're here, so, you know, little bits at a time. But yeah, so we'll do the other buildings. They shouldn't take as long because it's gonna be a lot of stuff like up here where it's real big. And then yeah, we'll try to get this done sometime sometime soon. I'm thinking maybe well, minus the week I'm gone for Christmas. I'm thinking maybe 3 more weeks on this. Maybe if I do one on the weekends. Because I'm thinking next time I could probably knock out all the buildings in the back, and then color and shadow don't usually take me quite as long as line art, so thank you very much, Cass. I'm glad you guys are liking it so far. But yeah, if you're interested, go ahead and join the Axie Stack Discord, and you know, feel free to share your work if you haven't done it yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and get some sleep. Gotta deal with some nonsense at work tomorrow, so I gotta go get my rest. You guys, thanks for coming to hang out with me. I always appreciate the company, and I will hopefully see you guys on Saturday for more art. Tomorrow's my night off, so you know, we'll do some more art on Saturday if anybody's around. I'll be here. All right. Have a good night and have a good day tomorrow. Bye.